the conservative revolution leading to the moral majority and to the election of Nixon and some other little things, all right? Now, first thing, if we review the silent majority, helped to get Nixon elected in 1968, and it was the fact that there was a conservative base that wasn't counterculture, that wasn't protesting like the way the things were, and he's going to try to bring that out. Now, it's coupled with something that we call the Christian right. Now, the Christian right, generally in politics, we have a right and a left. Right, we want to keep doing the way things were traditionally. Left, liberal, wanting a change. So the Christian right starts to make their voice heard, and they want a guy who they feel will endorse them and keep traditionalism alive and kind of go away from the chaos that was the hippies and the counterculture. Now, this is coupled with a Christian movement that was called fundamentalism. And fundamentalism is going back to fundamentals, which is basic concepts. We're not going to try to reinvent the wheel here. We're going to go real simple and just call it as it is. Now, religion and politics must not intermingle. There's an establishment clause which says there can be no establishment of any one religion. You can't separation of church and state. However, you cannot impede anybody from practicing their own religion. Now, there are a group of people called televangelists. If you ever watch ABC late at night, you'll see the 700 Club of Pat Robertson. And most notably now we have a guy named Joel Osteen who is a televangelist. And there's many others, okay? But a televangelist is going to preach to people using a new medium, which is the TV. And people become really big. Billy Graham is still ridiculously popular today because of his televangelist people and how they view him. Now, the big one in the 80s was a guy named Jerry Falwell, the Reverend Jerry Falwell. Jerry Falwell is going to bring the Christian right and fundamentalism all onto his preaching show, and he will begin to endorse candidates who have these concepts. Now, once he does that, the silent majority now becomes known, once it mixes with the Christian right, as the moral majority, and that is this conservative base with deep-rooted traditional Christian values, electing people who have that. If you ever seen anything that comes in mail about somebody, it will say, and a good Christian candidate, a good Christian man, etc., and that's what they're doing. These people begin to get elected, and once they are elected, we have what is called the conservative coalition, and that is where we have politicians and things of that nature passing laws that are conservative-minded and going back to traditional ways, going away from the hippies and the Roe v. Wades and all the things that happened in the 60s and 70s. All of this together helped to get Ronald Reagan elected in 1980. The conservative coalition with the moral majority and the televangelists are huge. Now, Ronald Reagan is unique because he was a Democrat when he actually was governor. However, once he runs for president, he runs as a Republican. All right? And so that's our first little section of notes. The next thing we'll move into are conservative and moving into some things there.